So as we went to break, a little disagreement among the political insiders. Pat Caddell saying that the language that Donald Trump is having right now about Bill Clinton's past with infidelities and Hillary Clinton and so on and so forth actually is fair game. And John, you say, yeah, but that doesn't matter. Why?
I think we need to go big here. The big picture, which is what I spelled out in the previous segment, is the system, is the economy, including what
Can't he do both?
No, you really can't. You can get to Hillary later about she's part of the problem. But first we need to spell out the problem, and it fits in every demographic group. Hispanic voters. Now, he's got bad numbers with them. But if he can convince the country that to debate whether the system is rigged, it's rigged against Hispanics.
They're into this. Talking about.
Yeah, and they're brought into this country,
you say
and they're being paid
one
less.
Four-letter word.
Jobs. Jobs, jobs.
Yeah.
Trump is a jobs creator at a time when we have wage stagnation, employment.
You realize you're a Democrat, right?
I'm
an
objective person analyzing.
Right.
And candidly, that's how Trump can move. Yes, there's a lot of anger. Pat's, of course, right about corruption. The system's rigged. But people want to know what's in it for them, and it's jobs. And Trump has to do it.
And hold on, Pat, one sec. The other thing is the Bernie Sanders vote that is sitting there. They believe the same thing that we're talking about, that the system is rigged.
His supporters.
Right. And as Pat often says, Sanders and Trump are eating from the same trough, other ends of it, but they're in the same thing. If Trump slightly tweaks his message, I think he can get a big share of those voters.
Sanders says no way.
Well, I don't care what he says. Those voters will decide what to do, and they don't like Hillary.
He's already getting 10% of them.
I want to talk about two things moving forward. I mentioned one of them, Doug. With,
sure.
You know, if you had asked,
like,
hold on, Pat, if you had asked like 6 months ago, even 6 weeks ago, if you thought that the Republicans would wrap up their side in terms of slimming down to one candidate before the Democrats, people would never have believed it. Doug, what's your opinion on that?
Look, here's the problem. It is going to go all the way to the convention. There'll be a fight over the rules and the platform. It is bad for Hillary. It's not fatal, but it is absolutely not what anyone expected. It's a huge opportunity for Trump to do what we've been describing.
All right, Pat?
Yes, Trump got a gift of 2 months. And no, nobody could have foreseen how he blew this out at the end, which he did. He blew it out. Let me make a point. Why he's got people who are breaking their oaths, like Bush, Jeb Bush, and the senior senator of South Carolina, Lindsey Graham, who took an oath in South Carolina. All of them did, have abjured, stood on the first debate with Fox and raised their hand, saying when Bret Baier asked, they'd all support the nominee because they never thought it's all right for them to break rules and to disobey their oaths. But let me tell you what the real problem here is. Every exit poll in this election has that I know of showed that a majority or a plurality of Republicans in every state believed their leaders had betrayed them. We've had a hostile takeover. The first time since 1896, when William Jennings Bryan seized the Democratic Party with his Cross of Gold speech and the populist message. And it has been, that hostile takeover was not engineered by Donald Trump, but by the voters of the Republican Party who were voting for Carson and voting for Cruz originally. All of these things, they sent this message, and the Republican establishment and those people, conservative column, all of them could be put on a boat. The boat sunk at sea. No one would miss them.
They are fighting for something. The party,
they got the wrong enemy. The enemy is the people in the Republican Party and in the Democratic Party for Democrats.
All right, Pat, I'm going to step in here with our viewers from Twitter. Tom Tripp, and this could be a problem for Republicans and really for both parties, because you don't want people to sit home. Tom Tripp says, I will never vote again for a Republican candidate if the party allows or promotes a third-party candidate. They caused this. Your thoughts on that, Doug?
Yeah, this could elect Hillary. That is, I'm very happy as a Democrat that the Republican establishment is promoting Mitt Romney, promoting discord. All good for the Democrats, all good for Hillary, and basically the Republican Party being as divided as they are prevents the consolidation. Pat's right. The leaders are hated, but there is at least 30% of the party that they control.
All right, real quickly, Kevin Ferguson says if Trump makes the cost of college 100% tax deductible, he will get the Sanders voters. John?
Well, I hadn't thought of it, but maybe that's what ought to happen. I mean, that's what you do in a campaign, is you figure out...
Is that the art of the deal?
Yeah, go out and win
VP candidate,
voters.
who should he pick?
He ought to pick Kasich and win Ohio.
All right, we'll talk more.